and good morning, afternoon. It's not too bad outside. It's still chilly. Got to get used to that. What is it, 48? I didn't think so. It says it's 48 degrees. I just went to get firewood. It doesn't feel too bad out. So that's good. Alexa, what's the high temperature today?
Today's high is 50 degrees.
Oh.
It's partly sunny and breezy.
50.
With a low of 31 degrees.
31 tonight. Alexa, raise volume. What's up with that? Oh, God. Mr. DePerno is home.
What's up? I got home late last night.
I figured that.
Hey, I need your address. Send me your address again.
Oh, shit. I'll send you the mailing address.
Yeah, send me the mailing address.
All right. I just started streaming.
Okay. Hey, what'd you think of the show last week, Thursday? Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. A lot of people like it. Let me tell you that. You know something? That was one of the more popular shows.
I didn't piss anybody off.
No, everybody was laughing, including myself. I was dying in the background. Oh my God. I couldn't stop laughing in private chat. I was dying.
Yeah, I think you gotta have some humor.
You gotta have humor. You got to. It's so good for people to laugh. What's up, Nick? And what's up, Dagger? Absolutely, dude.
Good stuff. Well, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't embarrass you.
Of course not. Just think, though, now, no shows this week.
Right.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, what's all that stuff you're recording? Did you download that stuff so I could delete it, or you haven't done it yet?
I deleted it already last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I saw it.
I had it deleted because some of those guys are still actively working undercover and stuff.
Right.
So I deleted it all last night. And if you see any, just delete it for me, all right?
Yes, and if you watch my stream, don't go flippy crazy when I wrote my Santa Ain't Gangsta song.
Why? What?
I actually did it as a joke last night. I did it live. I wrote it in 10 minutes. I wrote like a gangster rap song for Santa.
So what's wrong with that?
If you hear it, you might say something's wrong.
No.
It's like, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing.
What do you mean? What are you talking
I was gonna set up a stream, but I'm supposed to do something else. No, I'm bugging out. Anyway, enjoy the holidays. I will text you that info in a second.
Yeah, like I said, if you see anything that came from the conference there, delete it. But I think I downloaded it all last night.
All right. Also, I sent you an email article to all of you about a UAP that somebody got a FOIA for the MOD in the UK about UAPs like chasing helicopters. I don't know if you've seen that. Oh, let me mute. I have not watched it. I have not watched it yet. But it looks like the Lou Elizondo show. It really is. It's like he's throughout. I skimmed through it. I didn't watch it, so I cannot make an honest review on it. But I was skimming through it. You know how you could just fast forward and go. Everything I see is he's everywhere. It's him, Mellon, Gary Nolan, a few supporting actors, and what John Burroughs told me is that is actually old, and it took a while for Farrah to come out with it, saying, and this is old news because there was talk about that the president would come out and release information. Remember that whole thing when, what's her name? Pam Bondi said, or someone said, oh, we're going to release the JFK, RFK, Martin Luther King, and she even said the UAP stuff. Well, that was a long time ago. That's old news. This is not new. People are jumping on it like it's new. It's not. This is old news. This is not new. People are telling me, oh, did you hear that? They said this and,
Before, though, right?
Huh?
Is that what you're telling me?
Say that again?
He said it before, like you're saying. saying. It's
Yeah, this is not new, but it's new for people who've never seen it. You know what I mean? It's new news if you're not familiar with what's going on in the field.
We're not getting anything out of it.
Chris, we'll never get anything from them ever, ever, ever. It's gonna have to come from like a whistleblower leak. Like I hate to say it, I'm not trying to condone it, but something like a Snowden or a WikiLeaks kind of a deal.
No, you're right. It's Snowden.
Exactly. It's going to be somebody like that to just drop some info and docs, and that's when they're not going to be able to recover because it's just going to be too much for them to answer to. It's going to take something like that because they're not going to do it. They're never going to do it. They're never, ever going to do it.
Right. Remember what Lou Elizondo said right from the beginning. He these guys are not really true whistleblowers because everything they say has to be approved.
True.
They just can't come out and say, "Oh, this." I mean, Lou Elizondo said that when he first came out. He says, I have to, maintain a certain security thing, and I have to get everything approved. And same thing with Grush said the same thing. I had to go in front of the Attorney General or the Inspector General to have things approved. Well, that's not true whistleblowing because you know what I mean. They could say no, you're not going to say that, and that was even prevalent when Grush said, "I can't talk about Roswell."
Right. They can't talk about anything. It's classified.
Right.
So we're gonna hear that over and over and over again. We're never gonna ever see anything. I would say that would make us all say, "Whoa, this is it." Never.
You're absolutely right on the money, Bill. We're never going to see this stuff.
But we've been saying this for years, Chris. This isn't new.
I know.
I mean, every freaking. I don't watch. I don't even watch the hearings. I'm like, I wait for people to tell me, "Oh, did you hear what this person said? Wow, it was interesting. Did you hear this? It was great. What's so great about it? Did they show evidence? They have anything to back it up? No. So what the hell is it? It's a story. It's a fucking story, Chris. That's all it is. It's a story."
You're 100% right. And you know what? People are, trying to make something that's just not there. I mean, they're always saying, "Well, I talked to this guy that's in the know," or
Right.
I got this other guy that's in the know, and I was told this, and I want to, hey, I want to see a freaking, thing come out where some reporter or somebody's in there saying, "Here's the ship. Here's the actual ship we recovered. Here's the actual bodies that we recovered." And that's not going to happen.
No.
Why? I mean, for God's sakes, these people are going in so many different directions. People just don't give a damn anymore.
But see,
lose interest.
But that's exactly, you hit it right there on the head. They want to try to maintain public interest on the topic. So they come out. Otherwise, this would just go away. It would just, if they don't keep it up with the public attention, because everybody has such a short attention span, because they focus on something else. If they don't keep this relevant and in the news or people talking about it, then everything that's been going on since the New York Times article is just going to fizzle out and go bye-bye unless a hearing comes up. And even if a hearing comes up, people are going to be like, "Well, that was interesting, but they didn't show us anything."
Yeah, I know.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
It's you know what? You ever seen the Sean Ryan show?
No, but I heard that. You guys were talking about that.
All right.
The PSYOP?
There's a guy in that show, and I watched it, who works for the government and knows everything about psychological operations. And what he was talking about, he says, there are so many psyops going on, black swan operations going on the American people, because they want you to think one way. They want you to think this way. And then on this topic, think this way. And people don't realize and say, "Hey, wait a minute. They're not really telling us anything," because they're so excited about, "Oh my God, we're going to hear it. And then they find out it's a big dud, but they take away a little bit, saying, "Wow, he did say this." They give you a little a little nibble to keep you interested.
Yep.
But nowadays people are going, yeah, so what? They're here, they're there. I mean, it doesn't affect my life, and stuff. And I don't know. I think there's a big psychological operation going on this with this UAP stuff. That's my feeling.
Okay. Well, I agree with you 100%. Oh, I'm so glad John decided to do a replay. I thought we just played this. A replay for Wednesday because now I have no shows Wednesday. I can't have any shows.
You shouldn't have any shows.
No, I gotta cook all day. It's the holiday. I can't do anything. I got a lot of shit to do.
Buddy,
You know?
You just lay down the law and say there's no shows I want. You shouldn't be.
No, it's all right. It's clear. There's nothing going on. The only show I gotta do is Friday. I'm gonna do the Bishop show. Other than that, I ain't doing nothing.
No, you shouldn't.
Nothing.
And stuff. But anyways, yeah. So send me.
I will.
All right.
And hit me up.
All right, brother.
And happy. Well, I'll talk to you before, but happy Thanksgiving and all that to everyone. And thank you, by the way.
For what?
Whatever you do.
Never mind that.
I'll talk to you privately.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay, time out. Let me get this done. Oh, that's great. Now I'm free Wednesday. I gotta cook all day. It's not a joke. Let's see if this works. I've never tried to download something from Rumble. What's up, Genghis? What's up, Julian? Oh, you know about it, Julian. Of course you do. I wouldn't think otherwise. Yeah, it was. I think it was in the Daily Mail. It was somewhere, or maybe even Fox News. Brett Barr interviewed. I can't remember where. I sent it to them though. Okay, hold on. Let me concentrate on one thing at a freaking time. Because I need to get this show for Wednesday. And I have to order shit tomorrow for Wednesday, Thursday cooking here. So it's obviously, Julian, it's Thanksgiving here in the United States. Thursday. It's a big holiday weekend. I mean, of course, Christmas is a big deal here. Of course, New Year's is everywhere. Christmas is in a lot of places around the world, too. But Thanksgiving, you have Thanksgiving, and then everybody still gathers for the whole weekend. Family stays for the whole weekend. And it's probably going to happen for Christmas week, too, because Christmas is on a Thursday, which means a lot of people are going to be off Friday, which means they'll make it into a 4-day weekend. Even more than that, they'll take off the Wednesday or even the days before that and make it a week holiday. So it's a big deal. And it's going to set up like that for the remainder of the year. Because Christmas and New Year's falls on a Thursday, meaning you think people are going to work on Friday? Heck no. No way. They're going to take off. They're going to make it a holiday weekend. Could you imagine going to work on Friday, the day after New Year's Day? That would, I don't want to say the word, that would stink. Yes, Nick, that's another way to put it. I'm going to do some other stuff in a second, but I'm trying to get my bearings straight because there's all kinds of stuff going on. It always happens. Always happens as soon as I go live. Everything hits the fan. It's just crazy. It never, ever, ever fails. Neighborhood. What? Stolen package. Anyone know whose kid this is? Ooh, it was a kid that stole a package? Not around here. Yeah, it's a kid with a book bag. Can you believe it? Caught on the ring. In the city. That's a shame. Oh, shit. The package came in the post office. I'll get it tomorrow. Because, I don't know, I gotta call them. If they're still coming. For Thanksgiving. I should call her. They better not ask me if they want to bring anything, because no, bring beer for Woody. If they come. Uh-oh. I hope they're okay.
Telephone number.
I'm sharing a screen, but I'm not sharing the screen. Because I'm downloading a file. But yeah, Genghis, were you here last night? Nick was. As a joke. A lot of people deep fry. I'm smoking one turkey. I'm putting another one in the oven. I bought my brine mix. Oh shit, I gotta make a list. So you just reminded me. Walmart. Delivery. There's no way I'm going out there in this madness in the next few days. These people are crazy out there driving. Heck no. Okay, I got that. Dr. Thunder. Diet. We need about 12 of those. Did I get my celery? Yes, I did. I know there's something very important I need to order. Oh my God. I need milk. Milk is very reasonable priced. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Milk went down. People say everything's going up. Milk went down. At least it did here. That's the cheapest I've seen milk in a long time. That's why, you know, you can't... Oh my God, but creamer went up. Oh my gosh. $5 for the great value creamer. Oh my God. See, just as I said, when something went down, the other one went up. Oh shit. Okay, the file is downloaded, thank gosh. That's an ambulance. That's the one thing, sadly, I hear a lot of. Ambulance. He's gonna have a lot of leftovers too, Tycho. He's gonna have plenty of food.
Kabina, Skanits, Kavakis. How's my baby?
I think that's it. I should get another pie. Pumpkin. Oh shit, I gotta text Chris. See, this is the way it is. It's always like this. What's happening? I haven't heard from you guys.
Oh, I know. It's been busy here. We're still coming up.
When?
He works Wednesday, so he hasn't said yet whether we're doing Wednesday coming up Wednesday night or just going to come in Thursday like we did last year.
All right. I just wanted to know, so I'll be ready. We'll be ready.
Okay.
And
he got you some wood, too.
Oh, really? I got a news for you. Are you sitting down? I'm giving you the heads up before you come. This way you know what's going on.
Okay.
Anyway,
He's a good kid. I mean, he always treated me good and Woody.
Yes,
so I
yes.
don't have no complaints. But other things I have.
uh-huh.
Situation.
But I tell Woody and of course you, I love you guys. I'll see you the Wednesday night or Thursday afternoon.
Right. Once I figure out what he's doing,
Yeah.
then we'll know better. So,
Yeah, it depends on what time he gets off of work, because that's a 5-6 hour trip?
yeah, 5 to 5.5 hours.
Yeah, so, it depends on how you guys feel to do that trip. But
Right.
I'm going to be cooking all day Wednesday, you know that.
Okay. Okay. Good.
So,
what you're
regardless, if you guys float in on Wednesday night or Thursday afternoon, regardless, I'll be ready.
Okay. Sounds great. Do you need anything? I'm gonna bring
No.
you like I always do. So,
Yeah, whatever. Don't I know.
Okay.
But do if you want to, whatever. It's up to you. But,
Okay.
all right.
Because he's gonna smoke some stuff for work, and then I guess maybe he wants to make a little extra to bring. So whatever he's doing, he's doing. So
Actually,
good.
it's funny you say that because I'm going to smoke a turkey and put one in the oven. There's going to be 2.
Oh, great! I love turkey.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 of them. One in the oven, one in the smoker.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so you guys, I'll see you Wednesday night or Thursday.
Okay, I'll let you know then.
All right, love you.
Thanks, Bill. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, they're coming. Guess, all right, I got to finish what I'm doing here. All right, that's done. Cool, they're coming. That means I got to get their room ready. Like, really ready. It's like, trust me, anybody who stays over there treated like royalty. Ask anyone. So I got to get their room ready. It's $5 for a thing of creamer, and it's great value. My hazelnut. Forget about what do you call it? Do you know that Petita is the only one who's ever sat in this chair and done things? There's no one else. No one has ever sat in this chair except for Petita. Like, Mom might sit here for a second to talk to people. Kendrick's never sat in this chair. Ever. Only Petita for hours. She's the only one who's ever actually sat in the command center. And she actually helped me run a live stream while I was outside. She was in the control. She was here doing everything. She was actually running the stuff. I was like, oh, shit. Because I worry. There's so much stuff here. If anybody hits the wrong button, it could screw everything up. There's too much. I mean, I get worried that because there's a lot going on. The station, could you imagine? They hit something and the station's always on. Oh, wait, I had to do my order. That would freak me out. So I get nervous. Like, sometimes when they were younger, the neighbors' kids would come. I would say, here, play the game. Don't touch anything. Just play the games, Xbox, whatever. Call me if you want to do something, but don't touch anything. Because, like I said, they could hit the audio. I have a lot of shit on my computer. What's this? And it's sensitive stuff. Why do I have that much in there? Should have less. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm not going to place this order till tomorrow. But look, for example, it's not a joke. That's stupid. I quit drinking the coffee made. I quit drinking the coffee made of Great Value creamer. All it is oil. No dairy at all. Tycho, what? Wax his tail on the keyboard. Oh, he can't get that high. Even he can't. But if you look, did I finish my coffee? No. No, I could show you what. I don't even know what creamer I have in the fridge. I was just using that as an example, how much the great value one was. Which one do I use the liquid? I don't remember. It's in the refrigerator. It's not great value. I don't like the great value taste. Ugh. I don't even want to read what's on the screen. Oh yeah. Now, don't touch that ever. Never touch the mixer board. Ever. Because there's different ways to control the audio. This is the master. This one. And then these control different things. As you can see, some lights are on, some lights are off. Meaning they're muted. But there's levels. And everything's at a level. But not only that, it has to be level with that one up there bouncing. See that one bouncing up and down? That's an audio interface. So that, everything has to be synced. Do not touch, I don't want to see fingers on that mixer board. Do not touch it. And then you've got these different monitors. And there's a bunch of, look at all the icons on the bottom. All of that, you click any of that, you touch any of, look at all those. Do not touch anything. But Petita's okay. She's the only one. God forbid Mom was to sit here. Oh my God, it would take 30 seconds and I'd be in trouble. I'm serious. Do not touch. Because everything's set at unity. That's a word. But that's why you'll see me sometimes say, Bill, we can't hear you. Yeah, because I did it on purpose. Now I forget to turn it back up. Yes. But I'm singing to my songs or other music. I don't want to be heard. And another thing too, if the music is playing and I have the mic up, you're going to hear a lot of background sound that's going to take away from the quality of the music. That doesn't make sense. And then the drums have to be at a certain level. The guitar has to be at a certain level. Teams, because this used to be Skype, Teams is on its own separate line. So I could blend everything in. Everything has a separate control. Which is not easy. I'm used to it, but it took time. I used to have to label them with different colored tape to know which one was for what. Because when you look at it, it all looks the same, but it's automatic. I know which one is where. One still has silver tape on it, but that's the way I know what's for what. But now it's natural. But, oh, dude, the apple juice doesn't help. Like, I have to get, so like right now I have something on wrong. The pedal's off, the guitar pedal. But right now, the guitar is on. I have to turn that off. The drums are on, but they're off, so that's okay. Otherwise, you'll hear that feedback. And that's not good. So the drums are on. Teams is off. The music is off. What happened? Oh my God, because I'm smoking, I forgot to make it 18 plus. On TikTok, I forgot. And they just gave me the restriction for some audiences because I'm smoking a cigarette. It just came up on the screen. Ain't that something? Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason, violates community guidelines. Well, ain't that BS? Oh, so getting back to what happened last night. And they keep updating it, Genghis. And that's why it's getting more and more. And that's across all the platforms. All the platforms are doing that. They're more AI integrated. You know, people, it makes me laugh when people say, oh, you use Alexa, you use Ring. Are you nuts? Do you use your phone? Do you use a laptop? Do you use any kind of tablet? those are worse. Way worse. With the AI, everything is monitored. Everything. You think these devices are bad? People freak me out when they say that. Everything you do, everything is monitored. And you should be aware of that. I'm not trying to say that to scare anyone, but that's the freaking truth. It's more than ever with the AI integration. More than ever. So I don't want to hear, well, you got Ring. I'll never get a Ring. I'll never get a Alexa. Well, then drop your phones, throw them out, get rid of your tablets, get rid of your laptops, get rid of any electronic device. I mean, really? A smart TV? Really? Give me a break.
Were you talking to me?
No, I was not talking to you.
I'm designed to protect your privacy. On Echo devices, you'll always know when Alexa is listening to your request and sending it to Amazon Secure Cloud. Just look for the blue light indicator or listen for an audio tone. Learn more by visiting amazon.com/Alexa privacy.
But weren't you just listening to me?
I'm here. Though I have to admit, my listening skills are about as reliable as a chocolate teapot sometimes. What's on your mind?
Nothing. See you later, Alexa.
Catch you later, Bill. I'll be here whenever you need me, probably overthinking something in the cloud.
Wow. Because I did bring up the name. It activated it. I did. It's not that scary. Not yet. But who's to know that somebody, if they want to, let's say, hypothetically, let's just say, they really want to use your devices to listen in on you or to watch you. You don't think they can for some kind of security, law enforcement? You don't think they won't or can't? Of course they can. They'll tap right into that. Uh-oh. Man. Oh my God. This is horrific. I don't even want to. Nancy Sinatra posted something. No beds, no pillows. This is horrific. All while politicians having multi-million-dollar dinners. These are children. That's a horrible scene what I'm looking at right now. This is disgusting. I won't even share it. Sad. That's just a sad image, what I just seen. Ooh. Because, you know, images are leaking out at these facilities, detentions facilities. Oh, my God. It's worse than prison. The conditions are worse than what a prisoner would experience in this country, in a cell. That's how inhumane they're being treated. Criminals is one thing, but children? Like that? Something's wrong. That just made me feel freaked out just looking at that. Not a good thing. My God. What the fuck are we coming to? The inhumanity, the cruelty is just, it's just, and they do it with proudly and with a cockiness, arrogance. It's like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Anyway, beside that, Dark Matters is not live tonight. Don is taking off for the holidays. Oh, so last night. There's really not many live shows this week, which is good for me because I get a break. A well-deserved break. After like months and months and months and months of no break. I'm looking forward to this break. Yesterday I wrote a Christmas song, a traditional one. It was actually a little hard for me. So then KJ, who's our little gangster in Tennessee, because he had a song, he wrote lyrics, and it was like gangster style. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna write a gangster Christmas song. Now remember, this is me. The only thing I remember about that kind of lifestyle is living in New York City, but not in my neighborhood. But not that far away, the hood. Just driving to the South Bronx at that time in the 80s, you would know you're in the hood. And it's like immediately you would know you were in the hood. What is this? Oh, they better just stop their shit. It really is getting outrageous. I don't understand. They're making it worse for themselves. They're not making it better. They're just looking worse every day. What they do, no. This is not R&B. No. This is not R&B. This is gangsta. This is my version of a more clean. Not that clean. I was gonna make it a lot worse. What's up, Audrey? Because when I was writing it, Nick was here. Nick, you got class today? Why aren't you in class, by the way? What time is it? It's 9:30 in California. You should be in class. No? You got off for the week for the holiday or something? Something's up. I'm waiting. I know there's a delay. Oh, he's got classes at 12. All right, so he's got a little time. I got to do a pre-record in 2 hours, so I'm not going to be here for much longer. So I literally wrote it while I was live. Literally. I sat here, I was typing away. And they're like, oh shit, what's he going to write? And I did it as a joke. Doing great, Audrey. I hope you have a great holiday, you and your family. Neighbors, friends. I wrote it in 10. But then I had to create the music, and then I extended it. My cousin loves it. A lot of people are like, this is... And it's not... This is... Like Nick was saying yesterday. People are going to go to your platform and see all your music, and they're going to look at that one, and they're going to hear it. They're going to be like, oh, shit. This is different. This is not what I expected. This might freak people out. For real. And it's funny. That was the reason. I wrote it to be funny. But it actually turned out to be good. I actually downloaded it so I could play it in my car. Because I eventually do have to ride sometimes in the hood nearby. Do you remember Die Hard, the movie? Of course you do. Many of you have seen Die Hard, right? Ever watch? I don't know, Audrey. I don't know. That does not look familiar to me. It looks German. If the spelling is right. Anyway. You know how he's in the limo and he's heading to the tower? And that rap Christmas song is playing in the limo? Nah, 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 nah. You know, well, this is a perfect song for me to put on while I'm in the hood with a Christmas song. This is going to turn heads. They're going to be like, oh shit, that's dope. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be, oh shit. It's like that. Bill played already. I am. Then we're gonna check out holiday weather and see what's coming up for the week. And like I said, I gotta work. I got a show at 9 tonight, but I gotta pre-record 2 hours. In 2 hours. All right, let's get to the song. I would show it on the screen, but with TikTok, that kind of makes me a little nervous. All right, where is it? Right here. Just listen to it and listen to the words.
Yo, Big Chili.
Cruising with my crew, hey, bitches in the rear. Red Chevy Impala loaded with Santa's gear. Heading to my crib, hey, picking up the tree, hey, throwing all the bills, ballin' like Mr. B. Checking under the tree, make sure no one is hiding. Looking for my homies, asking if they're packing. Dressing like she's an elf, looking tight in red and green. My future wifey looking hot, she is my Christmas queen. Santa's looking gangster. I wanna take that fucking sleigh. I wanna take that fucking sleigh. Hey, can't find any wheels. Gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up. Take your shit, take off the red suit. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope and sleigh will do. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope and sleigh will do. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope and sleigh will do. He hops on his reindeer, I yell out to my homies, knock him on the floor, searching for his money, throw the gifts in the crib, call out to all the kids, there's a new Santa here, but he ain't fat and butter and big, a new kind of Christmas bills, decorate the tree, bling uses, garland bangers, ornaments, as you can say, Santa heading north, his hills take him back, he ain't no Santa gangster, I own his fucking sack, Santa's looking gangster, I wanna take that fucking sleigh, I wanna take that fucking sleigh, can't find any wheels, gotta do this the hard way, hold 'em up, take your shit, take off the red suit.
Big Chili.
Cruising with my crew, hey, bitches in the rear. Red Chevy Impala loaded with Santa's gear. Heading to my crib, hey, picking up the tree, hey, throwing all the bills, ballin' like Mr. B. Checking under the tree, make sure no one is hiding. Looking for my homies, asking if they're packing. Dressing like she's an elf, looking tight in red and green. My future wifey looking hot, she is my Christmas queen. Santa's looking gangster. I wanna take that fucking sleigh. I wanna take that fucking sleigh. Hey, can't find any wheels. Gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up. Take your shit, take off the red suit. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope and sleigh will do. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope and sleigh will do. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope and sleigh will do. He hops on his reindeer, I yell out to my homies, knock him on the floor, searching for his money, throw the gifts in the crib, call out to all the kids, there's a new Santa here, but he ain't fat and butter and big, a new kind of Christmas bills, decorate the tree, bling uses, garland bangers, ornaments, as you can say, Santa heading north, his hills take him back, he ain't no Santa gangster, I own his fucking sack, Santa's looking gangster, I wanna take that fucking sleigh, I wanna take that fucking sleigh, can't find any wheels, gotta do this the hard way, hold 'em up, take your shit, take off the red suit.
Shit. I like it. A lot of people like it. TikTok was loving it last night. They were like, oh shit. And Nick was like, no. What the F? It's actually really good. That's my first attempt at writing some type of a gangsta song. Not bad for a first shot. Oh my God. See, oh, Sancho Claus? I never heard of that. I never heard of that, Genghis. I might have to look at that, but I already got this one. You know, I don't want to overdo it. Because I wrote a traditional Christmas song yesterday. But I was listening. What was that? Oh my God, now what? I don't know what that is. I did find out though. There was another one that I did not listen to, but I heard it last night that I created. But I put Christmas music to it, and I like it. It has those lyrics. But I didn't check it because when I heard that one, I said that's it. I said that's the one. But I didn't hear the other two that were created. And I was like, oh shit, this one doesn't sound. I heard it last night while I was laying in bed. But they're short. They're really short.
Hey yo, motherfucker, this nigga. I mean, you already know motherfuckers doing this shit, man.
Hey, cruising with my crew, bitches in the rear. Red Chevy Impala loaded with Santa's gear. Heading to my crib, picking up the tree. Throwing all the bills, balling like Mr. B. Checking under the tree, make sure no one is hiding. Looking for my homies, asking if they're packing. Dressing like she's an elf, looking tight in red and green. My future wifey looking hot, she is my Christmas queen. Hey, Santa's looking gangster, I want to take that fucking sleigh. Can't find any wheels, gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up, take your shit, take off the red suit. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope red sleigh would do. He hops on his reindeer, I yell out to my homies. Knock him on the floor, searching for his money. Throw the gifts in the crib, call out to
This
all
one
the
is
kids.
good,
There's
too.
a new Santa here, but he ain't fat and butt ugly big. New kind of Christmas bills,
Genghis is in the
decorate the
other
tree.
tube you
Bling
chat.
uses garland bangers as ornaments, as you can see. Santa heading north, his L's take him back. He ain't no Santa gangster, I own his fucking sack. Ay, Santa's looking gangster, I want to take that fucking sleigh. Can't find any wheels, gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up, take your shit, take off the red suit. Dump the Chevy Impala, this dope red sleigh would do.
It's over already. See? But that one's not bad either. But I would have to extend it. It reminds me of the Phantasm theme. If you ever heard the Phantasm theme, it's a little similar. But I think I might have to remix that one.
Yo, ay, cruising with my crew. Bitches in the rear, red Chevy Impala loaded with Santa's gear. Headed to my crib.
That's a different one. All right, we're gonna remix this one. What do you think, Nick?
Hey yo, motherfucker, this nigga. I mean, you already.
Uh-oh, I hit the wrong thing. Do you think I should? That's a good one too, right? The other one I published. He's in the other tube view, Julian. Oh, Genghis, jump into the other one. Julian was wondering where you were. If you want. I'm just letting you know. Let's look at this. How could we splice this? It's going to be interesting because how's the beginning go? All right, I could cut it there.
The red suit, dump the Chevy Impala, this dope red sleigh would do.
Right there. It's got to be cut right there. Okay, so let me play that again.
The red suit, dump the Chevy Impala, this dope red sleigh would do.
Right there. I have to click here. I don't know if this will work. Nope. This is a pain. That's the one thing, they don't make this easy. They don't. Copy. Maybe if I just hit duplicate. All right, let's see what happens. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Up, take your shit, take off the red suit, dump the Chevy Impala, this dope red sleigh would do.
It worked. It worked.
Hey yo, motherfucker, this nigga.
It
I mean,
worked.
you already know motherfuckers doing this shit, man.
Hey, cruising with me, can't find any wheels, gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up, take your shit, take off the red suit, dump the Chevy Impala, this dope red sleigh would do.
It worked. I just made it 2+ minutes long. We're saving that. Save his new song. You can't find it? Hold on, Julian. Genghis, you have access to the other tube of you? Because I don't know which one I'm looking at. If you're still there, Genghis, Julian can't find where you are. So if you can pop into the other one, it might be easier for you to do, Genghis. I don't know if he's still there. don't know if he's still there, Julian. People work. He's got to go to work. I know he's getting ready to go to work. A lot of people, they jump in before they go to work. All right, let me try to hear this song in its completion now. The final. I'm going to have to download it.
Hey, yo, motherfucker this, nigga. You already know motherfuckers doing that shit, man.
Hey, cruising with my crew, bitches in the rear. Red Chevy Impala loaded with Santa's gear. Heading to my crib, picking up the tree. Throwing all the bills, balling like Mr. B. Checking under the tree, make sure no one is hiding. Looking for my homies, asking if they're packing. Dressing like she's an elf, looking tight in red and green. My future wifey looking hot, she is my Christmas queen. Hey, Santa's looking gangsta, I want to take that fucking sleigh. Can't find any wheels, gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up, take your shit, take off the red suit. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope red sleigh would do. He hops on his reindeer, I yell out to my homies. Knock 'em on the floor, searching for his money. Throw the gifts in the crib, call out to all the kids. There's a new Santa here, but he ain't fat and butt ugly big. New kind of Christmas bills, decorate the tree. Bling uses garland bangers as ornaments, as you can see. Santa heading north, his L's take him back. He ain't no Santa gangster, I own his fucking sack. Ay, Santa's looking gangster, I want to take that fucking sleigh. Can't find any wheels, gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up, take your shit, take off the red suit. Dump the Chevy Impala, this dope red sleigh would do. Ay.
Hey, yo, motherfucker this, nigga. You already know motherfuckers doing that shit, man.
Hey, cruising with my crew, bitches in the rear. Red Chevy Impala loaded with Santa's gear. Heading to my crib, picking up the tree. Throwing all the bills, balling like Mr. B. Checking under the tree, make sure no one is hiding. Looking for my homies, asking if they're packing. Dressing like she's an elf, looking tight in red and green. My future wifey looking hot, she is my Christmas queen. Hey, Santa's looking gangsta, I want to take that fucking sleigh. Can't find any wheels, gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up, take your shit, take off the red suit. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope red sleigh would do. He hops on his reindeer, I yell out to my homies. Knock 'em on the floor, searching for his money. Throw the gifts in the crib, call out to all the kids. There's a new Santa here, but he ain't fat and butt ugly big. New kind of Christmas bills, decorate the tree. Bling uses garland bangers as ornaments, as you can see. Santa heading north, his L's take him back. He ain't no Santa gangster, I own his fucking sack. Ay, Santa's looking gangster, I want to take that fucking sleigh. Can't find any wheels, gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up, take your shit, take off the red suit. Dump the Chevy Impala, this dope red sleigh would do. Ay.
Yo, Bob Ross, you the boss.
That's not mine. Actually, what did I just hit? I just hit something. See, I fucked up. All right, we're good. See, I gotta be careful. I even hit a button. Julian, that's where Genghis is on the other TubeView channel. I think. I'm confused. But Genghis is still in the other one. So if you want to join Genghis in the other TubeView, I put the link. That's why. Try what? Try that. I'm curious to see how this one does. I do not know if the other one is published yet on like Amazon Music. Amazon Music takes a little time. It usually appears on Spotify quick. First. Shazam and Pandora take some time too. But I'm curious to see if See All. Let me see if my song is available yet. The other one. Song See All. I don't think so. What did I call it? Santa Ain't. I don't think it's published yet on Amazon. Oh, yes, it is. It is. It is published on Amazon Music. It's right there. Santa Ain't Gangsta. There's a lot. I have a lot of songs in here now. There's a lot of songs in here. It's growing. I didn't put the new Christmas song. I put the comedy one, What I Don't Want for Christmas. Let's see. Is it working? It is. It is working.
Yo,
See, it's available now all over the place. If it's here,
No, Big Chili.
Cruising with my crew, hey, bitches in the rear. Red Chevy Impala loaded
Yeah.
with Santa's gear. Heading to my crib, hey, picking
So it's
up
there.
the tree, hey, throwing all the bills, balling like Mr. B. Checking under the tree, make sure no one is hiding. Looking for my homies, asking if they're packing. Dressing like she's an elf, looking tight in red and green. My future wife be looking hot, she is my Christmas queen. Santa's looking gangster. I wanna take that fucking sleigh. I wanna take that fucking sleigh. Hey, can't find any wheels.
oh, we might have some nasty weather in here.
Take off the red suit. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope is like voodoo. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope is like voodoo. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope is like
There it is.
He hops on his reindeer, I yell out to my homies, knock him on the floor, searching for his money, throw the gifts in the crib, call out to all the kids, there's a new Santa here, but he ain't fat and butter the big, a new kind of Christmas bills, decorate the tree, bling uses garland bangers, ornaments, as you can say.
You don't see a link?
His heels take him back, he ain't no Santa gangster, I own his
That's
fucking
weird.
sack. Santa's looking gangster, I wanna take that fucking sleigh, I wanna take that fucking sleigh, can't find any wheels, gotta do this the hard way, hold 'em up, take your shit, take off the red suit.
Big Chili.
Cruising with my crew, hey, bitches in the rear. Red Chevy Impala loaded with Santa's gear. Heading to my crib, hey, picking up the tree, hey, throwing all the bills, balling like Mr. B. Checking under the tree, make sure no one is hiding. Looking for my homies, asking if they're packing. Dressing like she's an elf, looking tight in red and green. My future wife be looking hot, she is my Christmas queen. Santa's looking gangster. I wanna take that fucking sleigh. I wanna take that fucking sleigh. Hey, can't find any wheels. Gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up. Take your shit, take off the red suit. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope is like voodoo. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope is like voodoo. Dump that Chevy Impala, this dope is like voodoo. He hops on his reindeer, I yell out to my homies.
Wow.
Knock him on the floor.
Nasty up here, boy. Wednesday. Wow.
Call out to all the kids, there's a new Santa here, but he ain't fat and butter the big. A new kind of Christmas bills, decorate the tree. Bling uses
Oh,
garland
man.
bangers,
Could be
ornaments,
nasty
as you
here.
can say. Santa headed north, his heels take him back. He ain't no Santa gangster, I own his fucking sack. Santa's looking gangster. I wanna take that fucking sleigh. I wanna take that fucking sleigh. Can't find any wheels. Gotta do this the hard way. Hold 'em up. Take your shit, take off the red suit.
So that's that one. You got rain later today. The traditional Christmas song that I wrote yesterday before I got into this craziness. I don't remember which one it is now. I wrote another traditional.
Snow falls in the winter night.
Hold on, let's play the video for now while I'm doing stuff in the background. Somebody's delivering oil or something, more fucking money to spend.
Snow falls in the winter night. A sense of peace in the air. People full of jolly.
Here comes ka-ching.
Choirs
Another
sing
oil
with
delivery.
prayer.
This is gonna be scary.
Christmas lights brighten the streets. Excitement on youngsters' faces. Smell of roasted chestnuts. Yule logs burn in fireplace. A time of love and joy. Holiday spirit abound. Children prepare for Santa in bed without a sound. Parents prepare for Christmas morning. Gifts placed under the tree. Suddenly standing below mistletoe, their faces glow with glee. Symbol of romance and vitality. That scare moment of love. Embracing the holiday spirit. Green and red above. Love fills the air. Eyes fixed on each other. Magic of the kiss and bow. Cherishing one another. Music plays in the background. The doorbell suddenly rings. My heart starts to pound. I welcome them in. Family and friends gather. Dinner is served. Across the table our eyes meet. My body trembles with nerves. Hanging nearby a kissing ball as we sit by the fireplace. A moment alone together, we kiss and embrace. Us gives time to rejoice. Joyous moment of love. Thankful to my Lord and Savior as His star shines above. Snow falls in the winter night. A sense of peace in the air. People full of jolly. Choirs sing with prayer. Christmas lights brighten the streets. Excitement on youngsters' faces. Smell of roasted chestnuts. Yule logs burn in fireplace. A time of love and joy. Holiday spirit abound. Children prepare for Santa in bed without a sound. Parents prepare for Christmas morning. Gifts placed under the tree. Suddenly standing below mistletoe, their faces glow with glee. Symbol of romance and vitality. This gift moment of love. Embracing the holiday spirit. Green and red above. Love fills the air. Eyes fixed on each other. Magic of the kissing bow. Cherishing one another. Music plays in the background. The doorbell suddenly rings. My heart starts to pound. I welcome them in. Family and friends gather. Dinner is served. Across the table our eyes meet. My body trembles with nerves. Hanging nearby a kissing ball as we sit by the fireplace. A moment alone together, we kiss and embrace. First is time to rejoice. Joyous moment of love. Thankful to my Lord and Savior as His star shines above.
So that was the traditional one I wrote yesterday. And then I got into that crazy off the rails moment. But that's beautiful, actually. It's more traditional. I don't like the modern Christmas songs. I'm not a big fan. I'm more of a traditionalist. Oh shit, the courts just dismissed the case against Comey and Tish James. It's going to be appealed. A federal judge has dismissed the criminal cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James on the grounds that the appointment of the U.S. attorney who brought the indictment was invalid. Wow, that's going to be all over the news today. But it'll be appealed. I don't know how it's going to go in the appeal process, but... What? Black Friday. Oh, do not trust anything that's coming and don't open any texts. There's a lot of scams right now going on. Be careful. Do not open links. That is... You want to hear this one? This is one that just came to me. And it's the same one repeated. Claim now. Your 7 free tablets from Black Friday plans, Black Friday giveaway expire tonight. Don't miss out, and you click that link. Do not do anything like that because there's a lot of scams going on right now. Be careful. A lot of scams. Let's check out if there's any alerts today for the weather. Why are we focused here? Let's see if there's any alerts. Because that's when we were focusing on the flooding in California. There's 3 alerts. These are nothing cray-cray. What? What is this? Tornado watch. This is in Canada? No. No, I didn't think so. Texas. Look at this. There's watches all over the place. Mostly in Texas and into parts of Louisiana. Right here. So there's a tornado watch for these areas today. And they're all day. 60% hail, 40%. Combined 70% chance. Louisiana. Into parts of Louisiana, but mostly Texas. Holy cow. Right in here. There's other warnings in here. What's this? Flash flooding possible. This expires. We need to look at the radar here. Oh yeah, look at these nasty storms here. Genghis, pay attention to your weather today. Because some of these are going into Louisiana. And they could extend these watches. Obviously. There is someone at your door. Yeah, I'm afraid to look at this bill for the oil. Yeah, that's not good. And they're moving to the northeast. The hell was that? It's not Tycho. What was that noise? See, that's what I mean. Some weird shit going on. Tycho's behind me. He's behind me. There's a noise over there. So yeah, keep an eye on your weather in eastern portions of Texas into western portions of Louisiana. There are tornado watches all over the place. Right here. There's a bunch. 7 hours from now. Look what it's saying. 70% chance. Tornado 60%. Hail 40%. With all this combined, there's a 70% chance of severe weather here. And you could see it. It's on the radar. And they're developing. Wow, look at them racing across. You've got that Gulf moisture pumping up. The winds are coming out of the west. And it's creating that spin in the atmosphere. Rotation. Look at that. Look at the way this looks. Look at that cell. Developing. Look at this. Holy shit. This could get ugly. Let me see. Tycho, where are you? Oh no. I'm tangled. Oh, it's nice out. Okay, let me have a heart attack. Alexa, turn on living room light.
Okay.
Boy, oh boy. Let's see what this is about. I hope it ain't a lot of gallons. I've been trying to trim back on the oil use. Like, we're supposed to all be happy with using utilities, oil, and all that, instead of green. $511. $131 gallons. Jesus Christ. So let's do the math. 511. Let's see how much they're charging me a gallon. That's what I mean. And this is every 6 weeks in the winter with this freaking oil. We're all supposed to be happy using oil heat. Imagine if the prices go up. Forget it. We're done. $3.91 per gallon for heating oil. I just did the math. So $3.91 per gallon. So it's almost $4 a gallon for heating oil. Heat, Nick, heat. You know, you just can't not use it. I try to use the wood and everything else. The electric heater would, see, that's the problem. In the wintertime, the panels don't get that angle of the sun because the sun is lower. I am getting power, but it's not a lot. And it's shorter days, so less. But yeah, that shit just came in right there, 511. Right there, 511. It's not a fucking joke. And they want us all to use fossil fuel. I wonder why, because they're making a fortune. That's why. It's just like ridiculous. If we were to do more with green energy, people would save a lot more money. But of course, that's not what, you know, they put out there. They want you to continue using utility companies. The electric bills are going out of control. I pulled a chart. You have to see how bad it is. It's not good. No matter what you hear people say, it's not. It's what they want you to believe. I think I downloaded it. You want to see some crazy chart? You know, this, you have to be careful too, because a lot of this information is disappearing. They're making it disappear. Because they don't want people to see it. Because if they seen the truth, they would freak out. Really. It's worse than people realize. It's worse. Let's just look at this. And I download PDFs because it's the only way to keep documents. It's the only way. Because otherwise, they'll make it go bye-bye. 4 to 5 feel powerless over their utility bills. 3 out of 4 are concerned about rising utility bills. Look at this. It's really affecting the West. It's doubled since the same time last year, by the way. You know, they talk about Biden, this. Well, it's actually doubled in 1 year. 1 year, it's doubled. Look, cumulatively, the rate increases requests and approves in 2025 would impact more than 100 million Americans. Just if you look at the numbers, because you always got to look at statistics, the numbers. How many people, especially, I mean, look at this. 13.6 billion in rate increases requested. It affects 41 million customers. Out west, 7.4 billion in rate increases requested for 2026. It affects 45.5 million. So, let me just see if I can pull up that number. Look at the increases from 1 year. Look at the increases from 1 year ago. There's nothing in the negative there. Nothing. Zero. It's all gone up. Look at gas, natural gas. 13.8%. Electricity's up by 6.2%. Car insurance up by almost 5%. Health insurance is up. Forget it. If the ACA doesn't go through, that's going to balloon way up. Cable went up. Mortgage, rent, nursing home and adult care services. Who pays? Of course, the consumer pays, of course. So this is what people are actually experiencing, like I am. Like a lot of us are. All right, look at this. Check this out. Read this. Utilities propose, because there's a lot of proposals out there to increase their rates for 2026. Check this out. Utilities propose to receive regulatory authorization for $5.1 billion in the third quarter of 2025, from July to September 2025. During the same period in 2024, utilities propose and receive authorization for under $4 billion. Through the first 9 months of 2025, utilities have requested or received approval of a total of $34 billion in rate increases, more than double the $16 billion during the same period in 2024. What does that tell you? Lies. A lot of lies out there. Lot of lies. And this is bad for people. What with winter approaching, electricity and gas usage will start to rise, of course. That's what I'm going through. A lot of us are. As people brace for cold weather and turn on the heat in their homes, this year's rate increases will make winter utility bills even more challenging for the 80 million Americans that struggle to pay for their utility bills. Meanwhile, additional utility rates increases requests are coming in the final quarter of 2025. It's affecting everyone in the country. The rates going up. Everyone. Who says rates are going down? Tell me who is... I want to see the evidence of that. It's bullshit. It's going up. It's going up. This is what I just read, how it more than doubled during the same period of 2024. More than doubled. Look at this. Doubling 2024 totals. Doubling. Look at all the people affected. Millions of people on these increases. The West is really heavy. Not so much up here, it's less. You know, the darker, the worse. Look at the South. Look at this. 13.6 billion in rate increases requested. It affects 41.3 million customers. Here, 7.4 billion, it affects 45.5 million people. But it affects people all over the place. The Midwest going up, everywhere's going up. All the increases are going up all over the country. It's just crazy. Look at this. Look at how everything's gone up. Compared to last year, August 2024 to now. Who the hell says that shit is going down? Who? Tell me. Tell me. So when you hear about people complaining about stuff, about food, utilities, car insurance, homeowners insurance, all this stuff, yes, everything is going up. And this is going to be hard to manage because a lot of these utility companies want to increase. They want to increase. Like, thank God I don't live in New York City, but they want a 11 to 13% rate increase for next year. The utility company. 11 to 13%, Con Edison. And that was brought up during the Mamdani-Trump meeting. He mentioned Con Edison. The president knows all about Con Edison. They need to put a stop to this. And he can maybe try to help get involved with this. Because Con Edison wants to boost it up. And it's going to affect a lot of people. Millions of people are going to have to pay more. So again, if you do the homework, you do the research. This is new. the New York Senate got involved. After major blowback, here is the latest news. I didn't see this. And here you go. And it wasn't the president. It was the New York Senate. Maybe he can help make it more, but it was actually the New York State Senate. Con Ed Benz agreeing to reduce proposed rate increases after major blowback. They reached a tentative agreement. They're only going to increase it by 3.5 and gas to 4.4. Their original proposal was like 11 and here's the original one. 13.3 average gas and 11.4 increase on electric. This was the original proposed rate increases, but they came to an agreement to only raise it by 3.5 and 4.4 now, which is great news for people in New York City. That just happened because I've been keeping track of this. This happened a few days ago, last week. So that's good news for the residents in New York City to reduce prices on increases. But this is happening across the country. These utility companies are trying to increase their rates across the country, as I just showed on that map. So the combination of healthcare, utility bills, car insurance, if you have an escrow with your mortgage, you can expect to see that shit go up like it did to me. By $250 a month it went up. My homeowner's insurance and taxes, it came to $2,000 for the year. Increase next year. So on top of fucking that, on top of this oil delivery I just got, utilities, food, everything else, it's getting unmanageable. You're talking hundreds of dollars a month extra to pay for these increases. And people are going to tell me things are getting better? Oh, no, they're not, because this is all for 2026. This is locked. This is not good. That's not going to change after a few months of 2026 and come down. No, that's locked. Just like increases for utilities, that's locked. That's not going to go down suddenly. That's going to stay locked. That's the budget for the year, their increase. So that's bullshit. When you pay car or homeowner's insurance, is that per month or do you do it per year? These are locked. You're going to pay. Now, the next year, when they redo it and they give you a new number, it may come down. But that's not going to happen till next year. At the end of the year, they'll tell you, your increase is coming or your decrease is coming beginning in January. But these people are going to have to pay for this for the next year. So what does that tell you? Things are going to get better suddenly overnight or in the next few months? Bullshit. Now, the food prices may come down gradually due to the reversal of tariffs on certain items. But that takes time to trickle down. When supply dwindles and they need to get a new supply in at lower rates, yes, that will bring the prices down little by little. But that takes time. So people aren't going to feel it right away. They're going to feel this. I'm feeling it now. And a lot of people across the country are feeling it. So what do you think people think about the economy right now? They think it sucks. A lot of people, except those that are diehard supporters that they just refuse to admit what's going on because of the support. But you can't ignore it because it's happening to everyone. Now, if you have a lot of money, you ain't gonna worry about shit. It's more like of a pain in the ass kind of a deal thing. Oh my God! But if you're on a budget and you're trying to survive, week by week, month by month, whatever it is, when you start piling on all these added costs that is not in your budget, then you have to wonder, what the hell am I going to do? So I've got a combination of $250. Forget about food. It's not, that's not going to help. What's the budget of food? How much I said come up per month for me. Hundreds of dollars? At least 200 in the month? More? At least? For items, if I want them? Let's just say 150. That's 400 alone. What about the utility company? Because I can't totally depend on solar during the winter. Now I got to pay them. And they increased here. So what are we talking? How much I might have to pay extra each month in bills? Car insurance went up. Homeowners insurance went up. You're talking $600. Where does that come from? Out of the thin air? And you're telling me people aren't struggling right now? And this is not just me. A lot of people are experiencing this. Rent increases if you live in an apartment. It's unsustainable. People are freaking out. It's hurting a lot of people. And they're not going to blame Biden anymore for this economy. You own it now. I don't want to hear Biden's name anymore when it comes to the economy. That excuse is done. That's done. You own this. You promise this, this, and they all do it. All politicians do it. And they don't fulfill on a lot of their promises. It's hard. It's not easy. But right now, this is bullshit. Something's got to change. But it ain't going to, like I said, it's not going to change for the next year. Maybe food, maybe gas, which I pray to God because that'll decrease my oil bill. Because I just did it. I paid $3.91 a gallon for heating oil. My bill just came. Delivery just came. 131 gallons, $511. Just came, just now. Where the fuck's that money come from? So it's so easy for people to talk, but when you're feeling that pinch, you're like, where is it coming from? Cost of living doesn't increase that much if you're getting a pension or retirement, Social Security or something like that. What does it go? I think it went up by 2.8%. That ain't going to cover the increases across the board for those people. The cost of medical. So when you put all this shit together, it's not a good picture. And that's why people are freaking out. The politicians can say whatever they want and sugarcoat things and say everything is happy, happy, joy, joy, or, yeah, we're going to have to deal with this for a little while, but things will get better. Tell that to the people right now. Tell them what they're going to have to pay for fiscal 2026. Tell them. Tell them the truth. Don't sugarcoat it. Tell them the truth. But they can't because they know it would be a disaster for them politically. A disaster. And I mean, this is getting me very, very, very fucking concerned. Personally, this is getting me like scared. It's getting too much. And I don't know. So, that's just the way it is, I guess. Let's see. I should sign up. I'm just looking. So these are the latest polls. And this is a great site. And they jump on all the politicians, both sides. This site is very... They go after all of them. They don't hold back. Whether it's red or blue, they do not hold back. And this uses a range of different polls. It's not just one. And you'll see, some of the polls are conservative, and some of them are liberal, and some of them are supposed to be independent. And you'll see the numbers fluctuate depending on where the source is. But even Fox News is, and this is updated daily. His job approval is the worst ever right now. It is so bad. Right now, it is so bad. Unless you're a MAGA person, a Republican, then it's 35%. But the rest of the country, 55% disapprove, 42% approve. That's bad. Look how many people think the country is heading in the right direction. This is bad signs. These are worse than Biden. Worse than Biden. Can you imagine that? 36% think that the country's heading in the right direction. And it's actually gone up a little bit. 58% of the country think it's heading in the wrong direction. Now, obviously, when you see these numbers, if you think of this 36%, who are they? It's MAGA. It's Republicans. They're going to agree. Everything's fine. Everything's great. That's that number. But the rest of the country, independents and Democrats, are like, hell no. You know, these are the staunch supporters right here. That's where those numbers come from. That would never go down to 20 or 30 because they're not going to say it is. So you're always going to have this kind of a number here because they're never going to say or admit that the country's going to hell. Never. Because of the support of the president. They would never do that. But the rest of the country, including independents, which is a big factor, are saying, oh my God, what's going on? And you can't win elections like this. You just can't. You cannot. So that's why 2026 is going to be a big deal. Right now, in 2026, the election, you've got Democrats leading. Now, in Ohio, he's barely ahead a Republican in Ohio. They could lose some serious Senate seats. This is bad. I mean, and right now, a lot of people are supporting Vance to be the nominee. Not so much on Newsom, though. Right here. People aren't sure about that. The Democrats aren't sure about him. The Republican Party looks like they're going to be right behind Vance. But look how dismal. At the beginning of the year, I mean, everybody was, even last year, but look how it dips. Look at right at the election, look how many people supported what was going on. Yes, we're in the right direction. But then it fucking dropped off the rails. So, and this takes all the polls, all of them, and creates a median. So you'll see all these different polls, and a lot of them, like I said, can be liberal, independent, conservative, and the numbers may look better for him or less better depending on which poll you're referencing. But a lot of red there. There's a lot of red. See, Rasmussen, it's black. Of course it is. But this is older. Look at the dates. This is going back to May. Yeah, you got to go slow on this. You know that, right? Because it's getting crazy. Okay. So, look at these numbers on the top. This is more recent. 1120. Rasmussen. Even Rasmussen has them down by 15. So if you look at this, this gives you a good gauge when you look at it. This is a great site for this. And the Democrats aren't doing good either. Look at the Democratic Party favorability, 23% negative. Republican Party is 12% negative. So that's something that is to look at. If you're a Republican, you say, oh, but not really. Because when you look at the direction of the country, if you look at the economy, people are like 6 out of 10 are saying, what the is going on? I don't know if it's going to be here on issues. Let's see. That's job approval. I want the economy. It's not going to be here. It's going to be in another category. It ain't good. It's just not good. Direction. Economy. Look at that. 57.6% disapprove. He's under 40 with the economy, which is a big deal. Big. And this is updated constantly. Let's just look at immigration. This is supposed to be a strong point. Look, the country split. Disapprove is more than approve, but they're split. The country's pretty split on this. So independents are still leaning on this way. But this is not one of the big factors when you're doing a 2026 election. This is not a main factor here. Immigration. It's the economy. It's healthcare. It's things like that that affect people every day in their pockets. Look at this. Inflation. 61% disapprove. 35% approve. His numbers are bad. This is really bad. So you can't sugarcoat this. And again, they use all kinds of polls and they lump it in and they do a median. This is a great site for that. Let's see how he's doing on Russia, Ukraine. So the majority of the country, look at this, split. It's almost 20%. And remember, what does this number represent? The Republican Party. Those are Republicans saying they approve. But the majority of the country, independents and Democrats, are saying, hell no. So you cannot win an election with this number alone. You just can't. You need the independents. And right now, independents are bailing out. They're bailing out. Now, this might be good for him. That's even, see, approve, 47 to 44, but that's still close. Let's look at crime. Look at that, split. You would think it'd be better. It's almost split. It's not even a half a percentage. That's how close that is on crime. Foreign policy, let's see that. Look at that, almost 10% disapprove. But a lot of that has to do with Ukraine. And a lot of the good stuff has to do with Israel. So that's why it's not so bad, because they're split. But this is not good. Let's see. Let's pick a red state. Let's see. Florida should be red. There's no doubt about it. Look at the primaries. See? Red. This should be. You'd be shocked if it was different. But so that's something to look at. Look at the local races. North Carolina. Senator. Right now, they are in, it's the average, but right now, he's beating his opponent, a Democrat, in North Carolina by 8 points. Over here, it gives the overall by 5. So even here, they got to be worried. These are Senate. You do not want to lose the Senate because you're probably going to lose the House. The House races, I think they're going to lose the House big time. You got to watch the Senate, though. Look at this. Georgia. Blue. Holy shit, in Georgia? Ossoff is leading. Wow, that's a shock. Let's go to Texas. Texas should be red. Absolutely. They cannot. I wouldn't think otherwise. Let's see Kentucky, because that's like almost like a purpley state. Booker. It's the only one though, and it's kind of old. So there's not much information coming in from there. So, like, this is a weird state. Let's see Michigan. It's mixed. Mixed. And it's pretty much statistically tied. Now, Stevens, Democrat, it's a tie. This is like a statistical tie. But this is Michigan. These are red areas, and this is for Senate. They cannot afford to lose the Senate. They just can't. Okay, so look at that. It's close, though. This is Ohio. So this is not a good, this should not be this close. It should not be this close. So when you look at it, let's see, that's for Senate. We're looking at Senate. Let's look at governor. Forget about New York. She's blowing. Everybody thinks that Stefanik has a chance in New York. She ain't got a chance in nowhere. It's crazy. Hochul is up by like 20, 25. She's up now by Hochul. Look at the spreads. Stefanik. She's up by 20 points on Stefanik in New York. She has no chance. Stefanik has no chance. They think she does. She has no chance. They can hope. And I'm not a Hochul fan. But I'm just saying. You could see where people are trending. Let's go back to governor. Let's go to a red state. Let's go to Alabama. Red. I'm not surprised. Let's go to Oklahoma. Red. If this was blue, I'd be shocked. It's a blowout right now. See? This is governor, though. Let's try Nevada, which is iffy. It's close. I knew it. It is really close. And these are governor races as of right now. Let's try Tennessee. That should be red. Heck yeah. Blackburn by a lot. Let's try Georgia. This will be interesting. Jones is up. Holy shit. But these are the governor races. You know this is red. Florida. No doubt. Donald is up by a lot right now. So again, you look at these polls, they give you a little pulse of what's going on right as of right now. Let's see. Forget about New York. Let's try Massachusetts. Blue by a lot. It's not even close. Arizona. This is going to be interesting. Blue by barely. It's going to be a close one. This is going to be close like it was the last time. But you could see the trends going on here. Unfortunately, it's not saying the House because there's so many House members. So this is all kinds of stuff. But this is a great website to get a pulse because it combines all of the polls. Look at this. From a CBS News poll, this is the latest. 60% disapprove, 40% approve. But it's CBS. But when you take all the polls, it's 55.9 disapprove, 42.7 approve. So, this changes every day. Every day. But this is the scary part for the Republicans. You do not want to lose seats. The Senate is crucial for Republicans to keep. It is crucial. They cannot afford to lose those seats. They just can't. And this is where it's at, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have to hold on to at least 3 or 4 of these. They have to. Otherwise, the Senate could flip. The House is going to flip. Right now, if I was to predict, the House flips to Democrats. But this is close right there. That's one seat they can't afford to lose right there. North Carolina. They can't afford it. We did North Carolina. Georgia. Blue. Another seat at risk. Remember, it cannot flip. Close. Too close to call. Actually, the Democrat is leading. It's a statistical tie. Another seat in jeopardy. They never thought that they could flip the Senate. In New Hampshire, blue. Remember, this is as of right now. Okay? Barely ahead of his Democrat. This is too close. And this is Ohio. Texas is red. That ain't changing. It's still too close, though. Oh, my God. Look how close it is in Texas. Holy shit. I never expected it to be this close in Texas. That I did not expect. Maine, curious. Blue? Yeah. She's by a lot, actually, in the latest. So that's blue. We know Florida's red. There's no doubt. Yeah, by 11. Oh, my God. They could lose a lot of seats. They could flip the Senate. Booker's barely ahead. That's the primary, though. Massachusetts, blue. By a lot. That's 2020. You can see the trend, but that doesn't mean it's the same matchup. Poll data. Baker. It's close. There it is. It's close. In Massachusetts, it's really close. It's a statistical tie. Local news outlet. Though cracks emerge. So when you look at this, and this is, like I said, this is what they're looking at. Right now, the Senate is literally up for grabs. I never would have thought that. Never. I never would have thought this. But again, remember, we're still a year away. A lot can happen. Either way. It could get worse. It could get better. For the Republican Party, it depends on what happens. But if the vote was held today, they'll lose the House, and potentially they could lose the Senate, which I can't believe it. I never thought that was even a possibility. But they could actually lose the Senate. That's crazy. They could lose both the House and the Senate. But it's a year away. The same way the numbers are trending negative, they could definitely spin positive. That's a year away. But right now, that is a big... I don't trust polls. Never. I'm just saying, if you a person looking at the polls, I don't trust the polls. Look what happened 2 weeks ago. They had the race close in Jersey for governor. It wasn't even close. You can't trust the polls. You can't. Nobody predicted what happened 2 weeks ago. That was a tsunami. Nobody saw that shit coming. Maybe, yes, that's why I said there are polls that come from conservative outlets, liberal outlets. Some claim they're independent, but they're definitely, like you said, they can be biased, skewed, etc. There's no doubt. Again, look what happened 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. The polls were way wrong on a lot of races to the Democrats' benefit. They never saw, look how many young people came out to vote, 18 to 29, or even look at 18 to 40. 2 out of 3 were Democrat. They voted Democrat. 2 out of 3 of that bracket, demographic. That's a bad signal for the Republican Party. You know, like I always say, people that are my age, middle-aged or older, they're set in their ways. And they're locked in. But what is the next generation? What are they doing? What are they trending? Because they are the future. Those are the people that are going to be in power when I'm gone and the people older than me are gone. What is the next wave? Who's going to be those in power when they're 40s, 30s, 40s, 50s? Well, if you look at the demographics right now, 18 to 29 or 18 to 40, it's fucking blue. They pay lots of money to think tanks to look at these numbers. And the Republican Party cannot stand the numbers they're looking at right now because they see what the future may bring. You cannot ignore that because if you do, you're a fool. They got to do something. So it's not just about the now, but it's about the power structure 10 years from now. When, like I said, people like, well, me, I hope I'm not gone in 10 years. But the people that are older than me, part of the older generation that are in that power structure, look how old the members of Congress are. That's why there should be term limits, but let's just look at it. How many younger people are in Congress representing the next wave of those that are going to be in that power, in the legislative branch? A lot of them are older. What happens when they're gone? Who fills that void? And how are people in this demographic voting? They're voting, it's almost 2 out of 3 Democrat. So if you're projecting in the future for the Republican Party, this does not look good. It may be okay for the next 4 to 8 years. Remember, it takes time for people to get older. And it takes time for people to no longer be around. But when that happens, it's going to be a shift. Whether people realize it or not, it's going to be a major shift. It's coming. It may not happen in 2028. You might start seeing signs of it in 2032. You definitely will see signs by 2036. 10 years from now, it's going to start to show more. It's starting to show a little bit more each time, but I'm thinking 2036, definitely by 2040. I don't know if I'll be here. I hope I'm still here. But you'll experience it. Nick, what are you, 22 years old? You're going to see it. You're going to feel it. You're going to experience it. You're going to be like, holy shit, Bill was right. Trust me. You can't ignore it. The statistics are there. Oh, that's right. You're 22 on December 1st. Monday, a week from today. Happy birthday. But do you see what I'm trying to explain? I mean, I don't like to use the A word, but I'd be curious to see what the A word says. Alexa, in the last election of this year, how many 18 to 29-year-olds voted for Democrats?
In the 2025 elections, about 3/4 of New York City voters under 30 backed Democratic candidate Zohran Mamdani for mayor. The AP voter poll showed young voters overwhelmingly supported Democrats in key races across the country.
That's it. That's the flag.
Got it.
That's the flag. That's what's concerning them. Right there. 18 to 29s voted overwhelmingly for Democrats. Forget about the Mandan. There was 78% of the young people voted for him. 78%. That's insane. But it was like in 68% across the country, 18 to 29-year-olds voted Democrat. That's almost 7 out of 10 young people voted blue across the country. That's why it was crazy across the country. And Republicans were like, oh, this is a really bad night. Yeah, it's a really bad night because it didn't happen in expected blue states. It happened all over the country, including in red states. Races that should never have been close were close. And that's what they're noticing. And that's why. Keep an eye on this ACA. I've been telling people, keep an eye on this ACA vote. Will Republicans go along with this administration and go against it and spend time trying to replace it or fix it while people pay more higher premiums in the meantime? Or do they extend it for a year to get past the midterms so they're not blamed for the increases of health insurance? That will also tell you that they're not following in tow with everything he says because they're looking out for their own political asses because they know they can't win the 2026 midterms. Bottom line, that's reality. That's going to be a big show. That's going to be something that you need to take notice to in December. Will they extend it for a year? It won't be 3. There's rumors that they're going to try to do 2 or 3. No, it's going to be 1 year. 1 year, just to get them past the elections, so they're not blamed for that too, because they're going to use that affordability issue next year. You know the Democrats are going to run on that, and the president is trying to tap into that word now. If you notice, so is Vance. They're trying to tap into it because they know it's a big deal. That's why I think that's part of why he cuddled up to Mamdani with the affordability word and trying to, appeal to that. But then Mamdani said, I don't agree with him on a lot of things, but affordability. And now he made more statements saying stuff. So don't try to say you're trying to ride on my coattails and my popularity because yours isn't good. So you're trying to ride on mine. But you're going to see how quick that bromance goes down the tubes. Once Mamdani does something that the president doesn't like, he's definitely targeted. It just takes one thing. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. If that's not an example, I don't know what is. Look at it. Exactly. Look at Elon and Trump. But now they're buddy-buddy again a little bit. That goes back and forth. But the point is, you're starting to see how people are starting to speak up for their own constituents and not on a party line. And that's why I'm saying, watch to see what happens in a few weeks when it's brought on the Senate floor about the ACA. And what happens in the House. It's one thing to say something, because I'll be honest, there's a lot of things that they won't say something. Let them do it. Let them just do it. There's a reason for that. Of course, they're going along with everything, but that's not just it. They don't have to be put on the record as a vote on how they voted for something, because that will be used against them in the 2026. They're not stupid. Remember that. If they have to vote for something, then their names are attached, a yay or a nay. So obviously, they know people will hold them accountable to that vote in an ad or during a debate. You were for this, you were against this. That's politics. They all do it. They don't want that on top of it. The healthcare, because as I showed statistics, the top 5 states that are dependent on, well, actually it goes across the board, for the ACA marketplace are red states. red. I showed those stats a few days ago. The top states that depend on Medicaid assistance from the federal government, 6 out of the top 7 are red. The only one is New Mexico. Red. Red is heavily dependent on federal aid for Medicaid. Red is heavily dependent on the marketplace for the ACA. They're also heavily dependent, top 10 states are red, depending on federal money overall. So who are you hurting? You're hurting red congressional district constituents. They're hurting their own people. The Republican Party is hurting their own constituents. The numbers don't lie. And that's why people that live in these districts are saying, why the fuck are you going along with this? You're hurting us. They can't do town halls. People are yelling and screaming in red districts because they're saying, why are you following him? Why are you not doing it for us? You're hurting us by going along with it. That's what they're hearing. You don't see them doing many town halls. You don't see many rallies going on right now either, do you? Because they don't want that optic of people booing and yelling and screaming. That's a bad look. Because the opposing party, in this instance, the Democrats, are going to use that for ads coming up for the 2026. The country is upset with the current situation, the direction of the country. They'll show a rally or town halls with people booing and yelling at Republicans from a Republican. They'll use that shit all over the place. They will just jump on that like any politician would or party would. They don't want that. They're not stupid. So you have to look at the strategic value of something like that. I mean, at the Commanders game, he was booed. But then it's DC. You know, a lot of residents aren't feeling what went on in DC, regardless of what you might hear in the media. Do you realize how many businesses had to shut down or lack of business because people were afraid to go to these restaurants? It wasn't like he said it was. Businesses dropped. Anywhere they do this stuff, businesses drop. The streets look like ghost towns, unless there's protesters out there. It's not good for business. It's bad for business. So, you know, they might try to spin it a certain way, but that's not the reality of the situation. You know, again, a certain base is going to be rah, 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 agreeing and thinking that everything he says is of truth. All politicians BS. But they believe it. Literally everything. But when you dig and you look at the numbers and statistics and data, it tells a different story. And it's not good. And believe it or not, you know, like there's these podcasts out there. The Red Meat podcast. People love it. But the rest of the country is like, we're hip on this already. We're tired. We know what you're going to say. The typical tropes, stereotypes, this fear-mongering, all this shit. The country's already exhausted by it. The majority of the country. They're exhausted by the same old, same old. They are. They're exhausted by it. It's the same old shit. And you think people are that stupid and gullible and naive to say this is the typical bullshit that they're going to spin? And it's not the Democrats, because the Democrats are going to be in whatever they do. The Republican Party's going to do whatever they do. I will say it over and over again. What are independents thinking right now? Because that's going to be the one. That's what happened in 2024. A lot of the independents went to Trump's side. Some Democrats voted against across party lines and voted for him. But the trends are poor right now. Independents are drawing back. minority community people are drawing back. He's losing a lot of those independents that voted for him. How does the party win them back? What is the message to those independents? Like I said, forget about the red base, the blue base. They're going to vote their way. The vast majority are going to vote for their candidate. That's not what you got to do. You got to appeal to the independent base. So when I see these podcasts throwing red meat or these podcasts throwing blue Kool-Aid, it's appealing to their base alone. But how are you putting the message out to the independents? That's the key. And guess what? They found a way. The Democrats found a way. Because their messaging is so bad. The Democratic Party's messaging is so bad. But they found the affordability. Their focus is healthcare and the economy, which are two of the biggest ones you run on. Not immigration, not foreign policy, not crime. All that shit is not what people look at. The number one is economy. Healthcare is up there. Those other ones are important, but they're not as important as those. And you can bet the Democrats are going to run on affordability, the economy, and healthcare. And if the Republicans make it worse, which they can by not extending that ACA, it's really going to come back to hurt them. Because that's still 20 plus million people affected. And they're going to be pissed and they're going to vote. And they're going to hold them accountable. And not all of them, but some. All you need is some to flip from red to blue. It's not going to take much. They need to pay attention. And people of either party, they need to recognize this. What is your pros and cons in your party right now? Like I said, the Democrats have a terrible message. They've been so bad. So bad. But I think when what happened a few weeks ago, a light went off. Like, oh shit. We need to do what they're doing. There it is. Affordability. We need to hone in on that messaging. And I honestly don't know the direction the Republican Party is going to go on their messaging. Unless the economy turns around real quick and costs come down in a year. That's the big one. Because like I said earlier, I just got a bill just now, delivery, just now. Over $500 for oil, for 130 gallons, $500, over 500. Utilities going up, food is going up, insurance is going up, property taxes is going up. Everything's fucking going up. And I'm not the only one. Everybody else is feeling a pinch in some way. Struggles. Ordinary middle-class people. Forget about the people that are in the poverty line. They're screwed. Big time screwed. What are people feeling? They're pissed. Because everything's going up. Well, that's everything. Let me be clear. A lot of things are going up. So that's going to be the major focal point in 2026. The cost of living. Affordability. And right now, it's not good. Like I said, I just got an increase for next year for property tax and insurance. It's going up $2,000 for next year. Just that. Starting in January. $2,000 for the year. It's going up. Where's that money coming from? That's $250 a month. Let alone food. I'm already paying an average shopping a month $150 more than I paid last year. Same time for food. A month at least. So that's $400. What's my utility bill? That's gone up. Maybe by $50 a month. $50 is $50. So add that to the tab. That's about $500 now more per year. What else? Do I go on? People that are on a certain income and is locked in, when they see a $500, and that's only me and mom. Could you imagine a family of freaking 4? And what happens if healthcare goes crazy up while they try to fix it? Or say they have a replacement, which they never have a plan. It's some bullshit that they throw out there. But it's not a well thought out plan. It's what sticks. Let's try this. But while you do that, the rates are going up for over 20 million people. And then wait till next year when the Medicaid cuts come. For the people on Medicaid. That's coming. That hasn't kicked in yet. So people are going to feel this. It's going to continue throughout next year. Again, leading up to the 2026 election, it's not looking good right now for the Republican Party. Because nothing's going to change overnight for the better. This is going to go on for some time. Like I said, prices are locked in for 2026. There's nothing you could do to change it. If the utility company decides to raise their rates by a certain percentage next year, it's not like it's going to go down after 6 months. That's for the year. It's locked. That's your rate. If insurance goes up, anything, that's locked in. Maybe next year you might be lucky and they say, oh, next year your prices are going to come down a little bit. Hopefully we'll start to see the food prices come down after the reversal of tariffs on certain products to reduce those costs. Well, what caused it? The freaking tariffs caused it. You wouldn't reverse them if they weren't the cause. So don't make excuses for that. Don't try to backtalk it now. It was your tariffs that caused this issue in the first place, and now you have to reverse certain things on tariffs on coffee, bananas, all this stuff. Yeah, because you caused it. Duh. So, people are not feeling too happy right now. Because obviously costs are going up across the board on almost everything. So that's going to hurt the Republican Party in 2026. I just showed a few minutes ago and I don't go by polls. No way. Don't trust polls. But right now, all the polls bunched up. It's looking really bad. Direction of the country is 36%. Who's 36%? Republicans saying it's okay. Yeah, everything's fine. That 36% number are Republicans saying everything's fine. The rest of the country is saying this is fucking nuts. What's up, Fringe? I mean, think about it. When you see a poll, you're always going to have those representation of whatever base it is, blue or red. So when you see it's 35% or close to 40, that's a base. Blue or red. So all the polls, as bad as they look right now, whatever one you look at, economy, whatever it is, it's like 36-40. And I don't trust polls. But that's the Republicans are saying everything's fine. The rest of the country, forget about Democrats because we know where they sit. The independents are saying, I did not vote for this. Oops. And that's where it's going to be in 2026. And the young voters, remember, you just heard it. The young voters, 18 to 29, almost 7 out of 10 from a few weeks ago across the country voted for Democrats. That's a bad sign for the future of the Republican Party. Bad. Bad. Alexa, how many 18 to 29-year-olds voted for Democrats in the November 2025 election across the country?
In the November 2025 election, about 3/4 of New York City voters under 30 backed Democratic candidate Zohran Mamdani for mayor. The AP voter poll showed young voters overwhelmingly supported Democrats in key races across the country.
That's the one. Forget about New York.
In
Overwhelming.
New York City, 75% of voters aged 18 to 29 supported Democratic candidate Zohran Mamdani. That's quite a strong showing for the youth vote.
And what about the rest of the country?
In New Jersey and Virginia, most voters under 30 supported Democratic candidates. Young women were particularly likely to back Democrats in these races.
Alexa, stop. Across the country, an overwhelming demographic, 18 to 29, voted for Democrats. That is a bad sign for the Republican Party moving forward in the future. Not now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Because those people are blue. Across the country. That's not good. Alexa, what was the demographic from 18 to 40 when they voted in November 2025?
In the November 2025 election, young voters aged 18 to 29 in New York City
She's saying the same
overwhelmingly
thing.
supported Democratic candidate Zohran Mamdani. Would you like to know more about voting patterns in other age groups?
Stop. I'm looking at it right now. But this is only New York City. The numbers decrease.
I understand.
Alexa,
you're looking
stop.
at
Look at the numbers in New York City. New York City is its own special little situation. I'm not comparing New York City. 18 to 29 was 75%. 30 to 44 was 55%. And look what happens when you get into the older generation. The current generation that's in the power structure. 45 to 64, only 45%. Older, 65 plus, 35% voted for Mamdani. See what I was saying earlier? The current age structure, middle age to older, that's what's keeping things the way they are right now. But what happens 10 to 15 years from now when they disappear and it's replaced by the new power structure and how they're voting? That's the key. And it's going to change. It's going to change big time. Because the pattern is indicating that overall, it's going to be a lot more blue. Across the country. You know when they say, we don't want them moving into our cities or states, because they don't want to turn into a purple state, let alone blue. That's where that comes from. We don't want them moving here, because that's their real concern. It's not just about these people coming of different diversity moving next door to them, whether they're black, Hispanic, Indian, Chinese, whatever. That's one thing. This has to do with the overall political effect it has on their district, their city, their state. And they don't want to see that change. That's where that comes from. It could be more to other people. It could be other things. But basically, that's where it comes from. Because they know. It's slipping. It's slipping away. Slowly slipping. And they're trying to slow that shit down as much as they can. And that's why you see the weaponization of fear. To scare people. It's constant. It's worse than ever, but it's constant. But when you have a snowball going down a hill, pretty hard to stop it from growing, becoming bigger. And like I said, let's see how desperate things get. And these are the things we need to worry about. The desperate acts. Yes, that is. So Thanksgiving, and I'm going to get off the topic, but it's good for people to understand, to be objective when you look at things. Not from a necessarily party line, but from an overall being objective and looking the way things are going. I definitely am getting ready to, because Woody and Petita are coming either Wednesday night or Thursday afternoon. So I definitely got to get my shit in gear for cooking. The turkeys are now in the two of them are in the fridge, defrosting. Tomorrow night, both of them will go in the brine to get them ready. Then tomorrow, Wednesday night, one is going in the smoker, which I should do something right now. I should definitely do that right now. I don't know. Oh, they're right there. We got to get that smoker ready. I don't like waiting for the last minute. And we're going to actually turn it on. Happy Thanksgiving to you and Astro as well. And I hope you had a great Canadian Thanksgiving a few weeks ago. I think my cameras are in trouble. Yep. We can't do it in the backyard. This is probably exhausted. Let's see the front one. They might both be gone. No, the front one is working. See, it's crazy. I don't know if it's me, but does it seem in the winter, like for me, it seems like the sun is lower than ever in the horizon. It's so low. I don't remember when I first moved here being that low in the sky in the winter months. It might just be my imagination. It could be. But even now, look how low the sun is in the middle of the afternoon. That shit is low. It's like the earth tilt changed. And it doesn't take many degrees. It's like that over there too. I mean, isn't it kind of bizarro? To me, I don't know if I could be imagining it. And it's not even winter yet, but it seems like the sun is lower than ever. It's kind of weird. It could, like I said, it could be me imagining things, but I don't know. But it doesn't seem like that sun. It seemed like it was a little higher during the winter months. Now it's like freaking low throughout the day. I'm like, what's going on? But like I said, it could be my imagination. But it does look weird. It looks like the sun is setting in the middle of the afternoon. You could just see the shadows. You could tell it's low. Look at the shadows. So that's kind of a weird situation. At least I think so. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta do a pre-record in 10 minutes. So you lovelies, have a great Monday. Have a great holiday. Hope you, and if I don't see you, have a happy Thanksgiving for those that are here in the States. And I may be back tonight, but I gotta get this house ready for company. So we'll see. Anyway, Nick, have a great day at school. Do your thing. Genghis, Lorraine, anybody else who may be watching on TikTok and anywhere else, KJ, Fringe, what's going on? I celebrate your Thanksgiving in memory of my niece and her two babies. Oh my God, I know. I don't want to read it because I'm on TikTok. That passed away in a mudslide on your Thanksgiving night, going home from their Thanksgiving from having supper with my sister. Oh my God. That's horrible. She lost her niece and, oh my God, 2 of her niece's babies on Thanksgiving night coming back home from a family gathering. That is so horrible, tragic, sad. Anyway, I'll see everybody later.